Hello, 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 people. We are live. Today, we are going to recap Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14, episode 1. It is titled Grace Time is Over. That is the name of this episode. Grace Time is Over. What you think about that title?
Who is Grace?
Definitely Kyle.
Oh, Kyle needs the grace period to get over her
Yes.
situation from last
Yes.
season.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. Definitely. I thought they was 100% talking about Kyle. And that's something that Dorit actually says out of her mouth. She like Grace time is over. I will say this. I think that those girls are feeling what I was feeling. You remember I gave almost a whole monologue about the fact that Kyle is so privileged. She was able to have a storyline that nobody on her cast knew she was having.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were watching the cast of Beverly Hills was watching what happened with between her and Mauricio and all of that stuff with Morgan. They were watching it with us. They were just as surprised as we were. Because if you think about it, she has so much grace. People really didn't bring this up. This was top tier news in their real time.
But she wasn't saying enough to make them be able to go on with no conversation.
Right.
So,
and they didn't talk about any of her stuff for real. It was in passing. It was never made anybody's storyline. They were more respectful to her in regards to I don't want to talk about it than I've ever seen in reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen what Kyle did. And to her credit, you know, in the way that this is art, she played us. She's top tier. She's done what no other housewife could do. Go through a for real scandal and it not be made a big deal. And she got to tell her story her way without any interference. For real, that's genius. Like, it's like as a sitting back watching, it was pure genius. But I know that they're kind of ticked off about it.
They let her get away with it.
They didn't know about it at the time. I think we're going to see the fallout of that. I think you're going to see the frustration of when the person that shocks me more than anything is Erika, because people were relentless on Erika.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for say whatever you want, regardless of what position you sit on. Yes, Erika's stuff was legal. Yes, it was like in the New York Times. But the point is, it was a scandal. And we spent 2 seasons talking about this girl scandal. Is that really fair?
Well, I don't know if that's not fair, but the scandals are totally different sizes.
Yes, I mean, I agree. It's legal.
Kyle's is not just, you're right about the legal part. Kyle is not, she's maybe dating another woman. I don't think people care as much anymore. So is it really anything to talk about other than you're going to leave your husband for her?
It's not so much that she's dating a woman. It's kind of it ain't no kinda, where we watch the end of her marriage, a marriage that in reality TV, and I hate that we do that as Americans, but we kind of idolize people that we see. And that's across cultures, because I've seen it in, like, I don't know. I remember, I watch a lot of period pieces. I wonder sometimes, is that very similar to how, Europeans saw like kings and queens. Mm-hmm. Because there's this obsession with like movie stars, reality people, singers, entertainers in general. We kind of hold them up in like a godlike fashion. It's almost scary sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
And now it's really scary because these godlike features were so far removed from us. Today, we can interact with our favorite star on any genre, sports, theater, whatever. They might like us. And some of us, a great deal of Americans, in my opinion, suffer from mental illness. we take things so far. Like, we now become a part of a pack of fans that become not always wrapped there. Not always. It's really strange. And it's not just in reality TV. I've seen it with Beyonce's fans. I've seen it with, Nicki Minaj's fans. There are people that band together under these weird things. And there's women that watch Kyle and Demisio for years and they have kind of weathered a whole bunch of rumors, a whole bunch of accusations, and they always seem to come out stronger because of it.
One thing that's more real and strange to me about everybody being able to have quick connections with these Hollywood players or reality stars or whatever is that some of the stars then turn around and kind of be friends with them as well, even if it's just to help them with absolutely they bad talk.
I mean, just think of what happened over the weekend with Bravo, whatever it's called, Fan Fest. There's a guy that I've been watching on TikTok. He used to do a whole bunch of different impressions. But the last maybe 6 months, he has done almost exclusively TikToks of him mimicking housewives across every franchise, like all of them. And I watched this same regular old guy. I want to say he's a law student.
What is his name?
I can't think of his name. Okay. I can send you a TikTok. He was there this weekend because he showed all his reels on TikTok, and he was doing some of the voiceovers that he was doing by himself because he plays all the characters, which is so funny. He was doing them with the real people.
Yeah, you have to send me one of those.
I mean, I was so impressed with that. This wouldn't have happened in the 60s or the 70s. And if it did, because that's quite possible, we certainly didn't know about it.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid sending a letter to Michael Jackson, and I got back a thank you, something that looked like it was photocopied. Like, when I saw it, I remember thinking, ain't nobody, Michael Jackson didn't see my letter.
Okay.
And I understood that as a kid. And, I was just, I was a kid. I was probably like in I don't know what grade I was in, but I know it was before the 6th grade because I lived here in St. Louis. And it was something that we had to do in class. And I wrote this letter, and the teacher said, "You should send this to Michael Jackson." I was like, you know what? Maybe I can. I wonder, can I find what? Because the internet didn't exist, so you can't go and say, "What's the address?" Because it was just so different. But I found it, and I sent a letter, and I got back like this. I don't know what it was. It was. I guess it could have been maybe a poster had I framed it. And I kept it for years. I was in high school when I lost it.
Oh.
But anyway, it's so close. But let's get to, I don't have a chapstick moment for Beverly Hills. I can't think of anything.
For Beverly Hills?
Yeah.
That's for them? Okay. Well,
yeah.
Okay. No, I don't have one on them.
Okay. So we can go into this episode. This episode starts with Sutton. And she's talking to, what's that lady, the actress? That's her friend.
I don't know her name, but I love her voice.
Yeah.
It's so irritating. And I'm so
she's like the voice and part owner of like the Simpsons voice.
Oh, she's part owner of the Simpsons voice?
Yeah, she owns one of the. I think it was kind. I don't know how true this is, but it may have been kind of one of those things she signed on originally, And sometimes you got to put your money behind what you do. It's one of those voices, is her voice. That's her real voice, and she owns it. So she gets percentages of, I think it's The Simpsons. It's The Simpsons or Family Guy, some cartoon that's been on forever, and I think it is The Simpsons.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So this isn't, she may not do a lot of popular in front characters, but yeah, her voice is very unique. So yeah, she's a real deal.
She is.
Yeah. But I thought it was, are we talking about, I think we're talking about the first episode.
Are you going to rate it?
I thought it was a pretty good episode. I would give it a 7.5.
I give it a 3.
You didn't like it?
I cannot. I've watched it twice now. Yeah, no.
Oh wow! I Beverly Hills isn't the one that's like jaw dropping kind of drama anyway. But I've always, since I decided to watch it when I got COVID, and I was stuck downstairs because we went downstairs during COVID. If anybody got it, we had to stay down in the basement. We got a bathroom, and
I used to love it, but just some of the stuff that goes on there doesn't even keep my attention anymore. And I do watch through, and then when it's time for us to meet, I'm like, let me watch it again because I couldn't tell you what happened.
I think Bowles is going to put a different something to the show. I know all the shows want to get far away from any political talk, and I'm including political talk with like race and all of that stuff. I don't think they want to go there. I think that I believe that they're eliminating that, because I still think that Bravo is bleeping out things that they think that people are going to be offended by.
Yeah.
Even when they show us stuff, they're beeping out stuff. Yeah. So anyway, what you think about how it started with this episode started actually with Dorit and Kyle finishing their conversation from last week, and Kyle basically explaining why she was really mad at her and why she sent the letter. And
I think Kyle just wants that. It has to be all about her. So it really didn't matter what Dorit said. It wasn't enough for Kyle. Kyle just wants everything to be on her. Come to me. I'm the one having the problems. I'm the one. This is why I didn't reach out to you, because I don't like that you didn't say this that way or something. Yeah, I'm so used to her just kind of wanting everything her way, no matter who she's talking to or what they're talking about. It's Kyle's way or no way.
How did Kyle take that as being mean? Her not being tongue in cheek when they were asked at BravoCom, who's your favorite Richard's sister? How could Kyle see that any other way? Kyle had she had picked up the little drink or whatever, like she was gonna sip it. Kyle knocked it out of her hand. And then she said, well, I'm going to say Kathy. How could she not think that was tongue in cheek?
Yeah.
So, and if it wasn't, then slapping that out of my hand was?
It's
like, for real.
Yeah. Is Kathy going to be on all season?
I have no idea. I did hear that she was going to be a friend of the show this season. I was really hoping to see a little bit of what's the other sister?
Kim.
Yeah, Kim. I don't know why. I would really like to see them do a scene together on a friendly.
The three of them?
Yeah, I would love to see that. I don't think we've ever seen that.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have.
With Kathy?
I think so. I think there was one time they were all three on at the same time.
I can't remember. If it's possible, I just can't remember. I know that I've seen Kathy on with of course we see them individually with Kyle, but I don't remember a scene of them all unless it was like in passing. What I mean by them is just sitting down as sisters, like talking. I've seen them argue, like when Kyle was mad at Kim about there was a season that she was mad at Kim about, I think Kim threw up in her face something like you stole my house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw a scene of Kyle go to Kathy's house and they talked about it.
Yeah.
So I think we've seen that. I just mean, like, as sisters, I don't know why I'm fascinated with that, because the only thing that I truly heard about this show when it first came out, and the reason that I came on so late, was that, Paris Hilton's aunt was on it. That was it. Like, literally, it was Paris Hilton's aunt. And I remember saying, well, how is she her aunt? I hadn't even put together that's her mother's sister.
Kim doesn't really sit. They don't really, well, I don't want to sound like that, but they don't really treat Kim like family.
They don't. They don't. That's very, very, very obvious. And it's so strange when I was watching it from the beginning, and I was like, but she financed y'all's whole life.
Yes, she has.
Like, y'all didn't stay in next door to Michael Jackson because your mama was out working. Y'all lived across the street from the Jackson 5 because your sister was out working constantly.
So I wonder if that's the reason that Kyle and Mauricio was taking care of Kim for those years.
It was. And they did, like, take that house underneath Kim.
And that was mean.
And it could be that Kim also, sometimes the person that held everybody's down is the emotionally, I hate to use this word, but the weakest. And that's what it feels like watching Kim, that she was just a mess. She may have been the financier of my youth, but she's a mess. And she could be a mess up. So in their minds, they're saving Kim for herself.
Yeah.
Anyway, what you think about Bowles' outfit? Oh, we ain't finished. What you think?
Let's stick on Bozy here. That little hair ain't right. Nothing. It's too much. Am I tripping?
It seemed like she had a ponytail, her real hair, a ponytail in the back that was fake, and then
a piece at the top and side.
Yeah, it was another fake piece at the top, and they kept giving a close up, which did make it.
They're really focusing on this hair because she's a beautiful lady though, and her and Dorit seem to get along good. But I was stuck on the hair.
Yeah,
she was able to pull it off. Everybody can't pull that off.
No, she's tall. She's really tall.
And when she was saying that she's from corporate America,
why
was I waiting on her to say she worked at Sprint or something? But she ended up saying Netflix.
Oh, she was a CEO at a couple of places, though.
Yeah, I think her last thing she mentioned was that.
I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm like, oh, Netflix. Okay, let me shut up.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. Yeah.
But yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
She's okay.
Yeah, it seems like she don't have this big, gigantic house. She stay in Pasadena, so she live out a little. She's reasonable, but she got good money. But I don't know, whatever. And poor little Garcelle is gonna busy her way out of a job, busy her way out of a job because she's not filming enough.
Who?
Garcelle.
You don't think Garcelle's filming
enough? She too booked and busy. She's very booked. I'm sitting up here thinking is that they doing Candy all over again. And I ain't mad at her that she's a working actress. Obviously, her career has been revitalized
since coming to the show.
Yeah, because she wasn't working like this prior to the show. I ain't mad at her. I've liked some of her projects I've seen.
Yeah, so she said she's acting and producing in some of the same things she's acting in, and she's busy, but I don't think it's limited her time on the camera, unfortunately.
I don't know. It feels like it to me. I could be off, but
Her son is cute.
yeah, yeah.
Is he still messing with the girl from Vanderpump Rules?
Who?
Garcelle's son, the oldest one.
I don't know. Yeah, I know who you were talking about. Yeah, I'm not sure though. I thought that had ended as quick as it happened.
It was just like a one night thing, maybe so. I don't know.
I don't know. What did you think about the conversation between Sutton and Kyle? Because I'm gonna tell you what I thought. What do you remember? The conversation was basically Sutton is trying to encourage her or advise her to file first. So she could begin specifically to keep her money, because once you file, anything that she earns after that can be hers. She's thinking that she's very trusting, because she said that her and Demisio, they gonna be 50-50, and a couple things we did learn in her conversation. Kyle did say that she owns part of the agency, and that he wrote in his book that he owes everything to her. So she's thought about this.
So do we think that she is richer than Mauricio?
Well, Mauricio does the work. I don't think Kyle is going to say that, but I got a feeling that she has a very vested interest in that building, in that business. And whether or not he tries to sell her, buy her out, or continue to give her a percentage, it probably would. It feels like, compared upon how they probably came in this marriage, going 50-50 would be a good thing for him.
For him, yeah.
Yes. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So, and that's what she was saying. That's what Kyle was saying. But Sutton, I thought, was giving her some solid advice.
But did Sutton take that advice for herself when she was going through
No, I think that's the point. Like, you live and you learn. Like, if I had known it wasn't at Sutton's advantage to file first, because her husband was the one making all the money. She's basically telling her it's at your advantage, Kyle.
Yeah.
To file. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, Sutton, Sutton was in a much different situation. I believe she had a boutique, but
she had a boutique and she did her parties. But she wasn't.
That's not long money as compared to her now ex-husband. And I think she talking about this forensic auditor or accountant to go through his finances, because Sutton, I think, was surprised by all the things that her husband had hid from her.
Yeah.
And I have to say this. My husband, I was thinking about that too. My husband comes home sometimes and say, well, I did X, Y, and Z. I don't always agree with him.
Yeah.
But he has done that. He has especially put money in places that I don't necessarily agree with.
Did he tell you why? I mean, did he give you reasons that made it change once you knew what the reason was?
No. It's never going to change. Yeah. But I mean, how you can't really argue with somebody that is taking, money that he got from, like, when his mom passed. I don't have no say in that. Or I didn't think it was my place, because when I got money from my stepfather, he ain't have nothing to say. I told him what I was going to do with it. But,
he probably got some of it too, though, without even realizing it. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's taken money one other time and done something I didn't necessarily agree with. And he told me afterwards. But
at least he told you.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that, I'm sure they make decisions without us.
Yeah, they do.
Because I know I've made plenty.
That happened to me once when I was married. He bought me a car home for me. He just bought me a new car. And I was like, well, I don't even like the car. I don't want this. It was a white car. It was a Mitsubishi, which I'd already had before. But that was a lot of money you spend without telling me. So depending on what it is, I wouldn't like it. And I definitely didn't like that. So we definitely returned it.
Yeah. She does have on a lot of weave, or that is the thickest wig I've ever seen in my life.
It's just got to be heavy. I mean, at least 10 pounds on her hair up there. I'm just saying.
I wonder how much because if that's human hair, she paid thousands of dollars for that wig. If that is a wig, and it kind of sort of looked like it might be, how she got around the edges now that I'm staring at it.
Yeah, it's got it all twirled up in a little 19. It's pretty. It's really thick. Yeah. But her and Dorit became fast friends.
Dorit needed to prove she wasn't racist, girl.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew. I thought about that Sunday when I'm like, watch Joy say.
She had to prove she ain't racist. Yeah, whatever. It is.
She didn't have to prove too much though, because
whatever.
In
an interview, Bowles was asked about that, by the way. And she said something like she sought out Dorit.
Did she say why?
She didn't, but but because she had heard things about Dorit. But Dorit was very, like, in their first 2 minutes of conversation, she was telling her husband was an alcoholic. I don't like that narrative either. And I don't even know if I finished saying that whose side were you on between Dorit and Kyle? Because do you think what Dorit said was telling the truth? Because Dorit felt like Kyle really isn't mad about what she say she is. What she really mad about is that she didn't take her side against Kathy.
I agree with that. I'm team Dorit on that.
And that when Dorit was saying that, I was like, you know what? Kyle lacks emotional intelligence. Because, I always say that it takes a little bit of vulnerability to say that, to be able to say, you was on my sister's side. That's why I don't mess with you. That because because in her mind, she knows that it's a terrible thing to say out loud.
Yeah. That's
really Kyle's subconscious, because it's a terrible thing to be mad at your friend for that. She knows that. That's why she can't say it out loud. She's embarrassed.
Yeah.
That's why she's sitting over there lying, talking about at BravoCon when you didn't knock the drink out this lady hand. I can't believe I'm taking up for Dorit. I can't stand her.
I know. So I'm sitting here enjoying this conversation.
Yeah, I cannot stand her. Now I do like her brown hair this year.
I like it brown or blonde, but it was not. It was a little greasy this episode.
Those might be the pieces. She might have pieces in there, but I like that. It makes her look more sophisticated and like age appropriate. I don't know if that's the word. She's tanner. She looks Italian. When I was looking at her, she looks Italian because I think her hair is probably black in real life or real dark brown.
Now that I can't see on her.
Yeah, but dark brown?
Black.
Oh, her roots are dark.
Yeah.
Her roots are dark. But I do like this hair on her. She looks pretty here. And I can't stand that girl.
I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but I don't know why.
Whose side were you on? You was on Dorit's side?
Yeah, I'm on Dorit's side. And sometimes, I don't know, I might just be on Dorit's side just because most people aren't.
I'm surprised,
especially when talking to y'all.
I was surprised Dorit was that honest. Why? That was nearly a read. She was like, no, you're not. That ain't why you mad. Like that into your face. That's actually cold-blooded. That's a Joy move. That's something that I literally would do. Like the reality is, for real why your friend mad at you.
Well, like, I wasn't shocked that she said it. Well, I don't know why. I wasn't shocked that she was honest about it. We are talking about
To
Dorit. It's not
Kyle, I
like she's
was.
shy.
To Kyle, I was.
Huh.
She been kissing because it ain't no way my friend, my for real friend, could be running around town with a girl, and you got a husband at home, and not be not girl. You have to tell me the tea. You got to tell me something. You want me to say this or mood? You got to tell me something.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Dorit ain't shy. She know what to say.
Yeah, but they and I think that's why it was titled, Grace Time is Over. I
Mm-hmm.
think that Dorita's not gonna coddle her.
And
And I
she
know
shouldn't.
and Kyle is like, I ain't got no allies.
And
Because
so, how's this season gonna go for her? That's
I,
what I'm
I
asking.
don't know. I was thinking about that. Are they trying to isolate her? Because Erika is cool with her, but
Mm-hmm.
Erika really don't mess with Kyle either.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't believe that that's her friend outside these cameras.
Well, I was surprised that Dorit sat down with Erika and told her about the separation or about the divorce. Do you think she only did that because of what Erika said at the BravoCon, that she thought they would be the next couple to get a divorce?
No, um, Erika was the only one that she could do that to because she wasn't cool with Sutton, or she wasn't that friendly with Sutton and Garcelle. She didn't have a choice. There was nobody else for her to tell that to because Kyle wasn't messing with her.
Where's Crystal at? Is she not on there this season?
Who?
Crystal
No, she's not on her this season. That Bowles lady
took her
took
place.
her spot.
I mean, she got to have somebody else to talk to. I'm trying to think. Are we missing somebody? Erika, how's Erika the only one she could have gone to? I don't know.
Oh, girl, don't give me the line.
I
I
don't know.
don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that I just know that dang, what happened?
To what?
I just know that it what was I talking about, girl? I didn't just completely lost it because my family want a pizza.
Is that what they texting you? Yeah.
Yeah, they want a pizza.
We just had our Walmart stuff delivered when I was on the phone over the past 20 minutes. I ordered some Patty LaBelle pies so that I could lie and say I've cooked them, and they didn't bring them. No, the peach cobbler, I mean. I was going to put it in their own little container and stuff, and they're all out. They brought me 2 sweet potato pies that I don't like.
Oh, I
So,
buy pumpkin pie this time of year. I'm one of those black people that really like pumpkin pie.
do you?
Yes, I ain't gonna even front. I like it better than sweet potato. I know that is so blasphemous.
Yeah.
But I actually like, but I like pumpkin things. I like pumpkin spice cake and just pumpkin stuff.
Yeah.
But also, I was just in a tripping that I thought initially watching this, why is Erika hanging out with Sutton? But she was hanging out with Kathy. So are they team something here? What's going on here?
I don't know why anybody hangs out with Southern. I couldn't answer it. Why is she on the show?
I think okay. So let me answer that. I think Sutton is on this show because she doesn't really have her own storyline.
So why
Neither
is she on the show? What do you mean? Because
okay,
she's on there because she
I'll tell
doesn't
you
have a
why.
story.
I'll tell you why. I thought when I was watching this episode, I actually was thinking when Kyle and Sutton was sitting down talking, I remember thinking that's why Sutton is on the show. Sutton is the type of person that you don't really have to have like a storyline if you're just an interesting person. Sutton does seem like an interesting person, regardless if you like her or not.
You
She
think
does.
she's interesting?
She seems to move with the movers and shakers and can get indoors that we don't see often.
Like,
It's just kind of like with
what though? What has she shown that we wouldn't normally see?
I don't know. I think she brings a very elitist attitude to the group because she's very elitist. I think she brings that flair. And when I think about Beverly Hills, I think about elitism. Like, I think about people who think they're at the top of everything. That's the for real rich. When we talk about who Donald Trump trying to protect, it's her. It ain't us. You know what I mean? She's really rich. I don't know if she's as rich as the Hiltons, of course, but that's real money there. And they bring an elitism that just kind of makes them interesting. Kathy on her face is just a person, but we know that this lady is uber rich and she wears these $2 house shoes. That's kind of interesting. And she says normal everyday things like hunky dory. She has no concept of. So when I watch these kind of shows, I think that's the part of that was what attracted me to the show. Like Lisa Vanderpump was an interesting person.
I did like Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah,
I like her and I like her husband and I like those goofy dogs that they would keep and they were cute. They were cute.
Yeah.
But I don't get that from Sutton. I don't get that
Sutton,
same kind of.
I do. So Sutton, I think, is there because she's uber rich, she's elitist, and she brings not only the attitude, she real nosy and don't have no problem putting her nose into stuff. Like, she does that. That's something that is what makes her kind of unique. Like, I don't think everybody has to come in every season and it's kind of like Garcelle. Garcelle ain't never had a storyline for real, and and the storyline she have been more off season, not during. Like, she doesn't have a storyline, but she asks questions. She nosy. She messy. That's why, and nobody has ever questioned why is she there. You might not like her and want her gone, but she does the job because we talk about her, except this season, every day.
Every day. Well, she's had storylines, maybe not extra interesting necessarily with the men she is dating on and off, and her little 10-year-old boyfriend who's very cute. So she's had some tiny storylines. Sutton does not have a storyline at all to me.
She doesn't. I don't deny that.
Then when you're on there,
I don't think you have to have a storyline.
But you have to have something, whether you're an elitist or not. I mean, you have to have something. And so
I'll give you an example.
That's why I can't focus.
I'll give you an example. Outside of the couple of seasons when Quad was actually getting a divorce and stuff, Quad never had a storyline. She's had interactions with the girls, but regardless if I like her or not, and I don't, but she's interesting. People love her.
I like.
So there are people there are certain housewives I just don't think have to have a storyline. They're interesting people and they make the show interesting. They messy. For years, that was Kyle. Kyle used to do that. She didn't really, sometimes she would have things going on, but Kyle is the only person on reality TV who had a whole scandal with her husband cheating and nobody talked about it from the first to the last episode. That was the weirdest crap ever to me. I remember thinking, how is that possible? How does that girl have those people on that much of a leash? That never happens. Kyle is able to create narratives that nobody in reality TV has been allowed to do. It's low-key genius and frustrating at the same time. She will walk away from this unless something else happens unscathed. And I guess that's the objective. She outsmarted.
She gets away with that stuff.
She gets away with it. So I can't even be mad at her. Every time I don't even know who Brooke Logan is. But all I can do is in the back of my head here, Demisio call her Brooke Logan.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is.
I've never seen that comparison though, but yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of cool that they went over to her house, all put on little pajamas to try to cheer her up. It's so confusing watching this. You're like, are you torn up that your husband is leaving? Do you want this woman? It's so confusing. And she doesn't bring any clarity.
She doesn't. And that's part of her little game, I think. She's not trying to bring too much clarity. She wants us to always figure it out. And I don't think we're going to get any more out of her. We see what's going on. We see him run into the lady's hands at the airport and hugging and kissing. And we see her sometimes with the girlfriend and then sometimes not. I don't think we're going to get a lot of clarity. And I think that's intentional on her part. Keep them guessing. I like her, though. I'm glad she's still on the show.
Oh, well.
Yes, I like her on there. All right. So what'd you say? You gave it about a 5? You said 5 or 7?
I would say about a 7. I was interested throughout it. I ain't have to get off the phone. I mean, have to.
Yeah. Hopefully mine will grow up with it.
I think they're dealing with some real stuff here. Because regardless if she's not bringing clarity, she's obviously, I can't imagine how scary it is to be in your 50s, 52, 53. You're alone. And she don't know what direction she going in life.
Okay.
I mean, she don't.
As far as we know.
Yeah. What do you think about Mauricio cutting out her picture?
I don't think anything of it. I mean, they're going through divorce. It hasn't always been pleasant, I can imagine, even though they don't always show the bad parts to us. I think nothing of it. He should have. You should see some of my pictures. I got folks cut out all upside and down. Or cutting and pasted or something. Mauricio's cute, though. I'm sorry, his show got canceled. His little real estate show was canceled. And now, that got canceled. It's been a few months. And now PK has a show. Did you know that?
No. Doing what?
He's showing people these expensive houses. I need to send that out to y'all. Yeah, I saw it on Netflix or Hulu. I noticed it last week. Buy this house from PK or something. Yeah. And I said, good, because maybe that means he'll still have some extra money to give to Dorit since they're going to be, apart. I don't think anybody's going to watch his show, though.
PK?
Yeah.
Where is he selling?
It's in California? I'll find it because I looked at it for just a little bit. I don't think that PK is a TV draw. I could be wrong. Mauricio is, so I'm kind of shocked that got canceled. I don't know. Let me see. What is PK? Where is he at? PK reality show. Here it is. Selling Super Houses. Hold on, though. This is from Paul Kimsley. This says in 2023. I thought it was new because I've never heard it before. The name of it is Selling Super Houses, and aspiring estate agent compete for the job of a lifetime. Oh, it's like a trader type thing. Showcasing and selling super prime properties for Paul Kimsley at his exclusive independent agency.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. What you think about at the end? They made pizzas and stuff. I thought it was cute. And as she was about to leave, it was so funny that Kathy was like, "Ooh, pizza! Like that's not your regular Friday night." It was so
funny. Dory is funny. She's funny.
That's why I'm telling you, she's only interesting because she's uber rich. It's something very innocent and dingy about her, and it's very similar to what we thought about her daughter. And
I don't know
what made her daughter so interesting. It's literally the same thing. Here is this uberly rich girl. I mean, let's keep it a buck. Paris Hilton don't have no talent.
She doesn't. She got paid to be a singer, a DJ.
Right. She was aesthetically what is the standard of beauty. She was a tall looking, slim, blonde hair, very rich white girl.
Yeah.
And that was her appeal because she didn't have no talent. And I think that's really the appeal of all of this. We were obsessed with Paris Hilton around 2000.
And I was obsessed with Nicole Richie. So when they became friends And then they did the show together. I thought that was good, but I was obsessed with Nicole Richie because of her dad, Lionel Richie.
Right. These were
Yeah.
elite people that were like untouchable, and we got a piece of their life. I even watched Tommy Hilfiger's daughter, weird looking self, show, because I mean, they're so far away.
Yeah.
You know, you got to, if you think about it, like Ron's house was highly successful. Lifestyles of the rich and famous is what they said bred Donald Trump.
Ron's house was successful. How many seasons was that on?
A long time.
It was on a while.
Yeah, we T.I. and Tiny, like we saw Keisha Cole.
Yeah.
You know, that's when it started getting weird.
That's when we met.
Yeah, I do. I blame her. My friend said when Toya was trying to find her mom in New Orleans, my friend said, "Girl, they didn't. That Keisha Cole and let her crackhead mama come on here. Now everybody got to show us as crackheads."
I like that story though, because it was interesting to hear about the adoption, about the parents that she's with, and how she's bringing the mama over to meet her whole story was interesting, and so that's why I watched it. But the same with Paris Hilton, we saw they had her playing stupid and that's hot and all that, but it wasn't until more recently, maybe within the past 5 years, maybe, that we started hearing the real story of her. And the abuse and everything that she went through. So I wonder, had they started this Paris craze with that story, if they would have started with that negative part, how would things have turned out?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. I mean, you're right about that. I didn't even think about that element. That we have the United States these are our kings and queens and dukes and bishops and whomever. You know, we don't have royals, but we have movie stars, TV people. We're fascinated with. When I watch those period pieces, I literally think about that. I was just like, that's just that person is a modern day politician or something, or he wants to be a writer. They're not famous. We've just replaced them.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We've just replaced those what were they called? They were titled men and women. Yeah, I don't know. That's something that I kind of I was tickled with, with my Bridgerton fascination.
Y'all was on Bridgerton, okay? Listen. Yeah. Is that Demisio coming in?
Yeah, that's Demisio. Hey, D.
Hey.
We're about to wrap it up. What's your rant for this episode?
Okay. Hi, everybody. Work be taking over. That's why I'm a little late coming in. I'm exhausted, actually, to be honest. But okay. So glad to see the Beverly Hills girls back. First off, I just want to start there. I'm happy to see my girls back. Already going in, it's definitely Team Dorit versus Kyle, but it's still fuck Dorit. Absolutely, 1000%. She still don't get no passes with me, cause still fuck her. But when it comes to Kyle, it's just like Dorit was spot on. You keep changing. Why? You don't like me. What you did at the reunion was kind of manipulative, but at the same time, no, I do see watching the after show made me understand Kyle more at first than I did. Because at first I didn't understand what the hell Kyle was talking about. But watching the after show, it does make me understand her just a little bit more. I get what Kyle was coming from. They both were going to be fighting with people at the reunion. And with everything that Kyle was going through, even though the bitch don't deserve no damn grace because she ain't never showed nobody else no damn grace, I understand why she sent Dorit a text message now, like hearing her explain it, like, I'm going to be fighting with Sutton and Crystal and them. You're going to be fighting with Crystal, Garcelle, and Sutton as well. do we really need to add our shit on here too? Like,
they didn't add that part to the text, did they?
what you mean?
Did she explain that to her directly? Because didn't they show
No,
something?
she said that on the after show.
Oh,
So
She
they
said
do
that on
still
the
have an
after show.
after show.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
they
never,
do.
I
Beverly
never
Hills and
watched it.
Salt Lake City have one.
Okay.
Yeah, so she explained all this on the after show. She said
Yeah.
that was the reason on why she sent the text messages, because she knew that they both were already going into the reunion with a lot. And then, Kyle's marriage was on the line, and all of that with the Morgan stuff. So Kyle, I understand that just a little bit where Kyle is
I
coming
wish
from.
she had
Just
said
small.
that in the text, though.
Same. It probably
Because
would have.
if she had said that, that would have made sense versus saying, "You've done something to me. I can't tell you what it is, but all I know is that I was hurt to the core." So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely. That's
basically
why I
the
said
gist.
just a little bit. That's why I said I can understand her just a small bit, because she should have said that in the text messages, and then we probably wouldn't be here today. But
Correct.
the other shit that Kyle is talking about is bullshit. The stuff that happened at Watch What Happens Live, BS. Doree was clearly joking because you spilled the shot on her. And then
That's
the
what I
whole
said.
Kathy thing, which is what this is really about. If
It
we're gonna
is.
be honest, it's really about her side, and I guess she felt like Dorit sided with Kathy, but it's just like there was another instance of Kyle over talking people instead of letting them talk. She didn't even let Dorit get out what Dorit was gonna say. All Dorit was trying to say was, "We get how you feel, Kyle, but just how about you just wait a second and maybe to kind of take in what Kathy's saying? Maybe listen to her feelings too. Yours are not the only ones that is valid here." Just take a minute and see what she has to say instead of just, running in for the heels and putting on the Brooke Logan tears like she always tends to do. Can't stand her. I hate that lady. So that I really do. I hate that lady. I do like Bozuma. I don't like her hair. I was so glad you said that, Callie, because I hadn't seen anybody say it from now on Twitter and none of the groups or nothing. So I was like,
What
well,
they
I'm gonna
scared
leave.
of?
I said I'm gonna leave her alone then, because ain't nobody said anything about the hair, so I don't want to be the one. But when you said that in the group chat, I was like, oh thank God, oh thank God.
What did y'all
Goodness,
think about Dorit? And I forgot to ask that. Dorit and PK conversation in that restaurant. Because I'm going to tell you what I heard. Y'all tell me what y'all heard him saying to her.
PK got sober and realized he can't stand that bitch.
I do
You
agree
know
with
what?
that part. But I also think what Dorit wasn't saying and what he was saying to her was, you done got to a point where you don't need me no more. Now you talking to me like you crazy.
Oh,
So, yeah, I could take it when I was drunk. I'd just go out of town or go to a hotel or whatever. But now I'm sober and you getting on my nerves. So that's what I heard. Because you don't go from, because the PK probably was a drunk when she met him. He ain't just start drinking. He probably was always drinking.
and she was not even shy about saying he's a full blown alcoholic. I'm thinking, dang, just
Yeah,
throw you
that
right
was
there. Just throw you
nasty.
That's
right on there.
because she wants that
That was
narrative.
nasty,
She
That's
wants to
baby.
crazy.
play damsel in distress because my husband's an alcoholic. She told Bowles that within 2 seconds of meeting her. Hi, my name is Dorit. My husband is an alcoholic. Like, that's her testimony.
Yeah, yeah.
That's manipulative to me. I'm always leery of people that want to tell me all their problems early. They scare me, as a matter of fact.
They scare you.
Yes. I always think that that's a very manipulating person that would, as soon as you meet them, they start telling you all their woes. That is the biggest red flag in relationships, friendships, co-ships, cousins, whatever. That's weird to me. You don't even know me. You should not trust a stranger. And that's, you want to reel me in. That some people want to be friends with you so because they feel bad for them. I
Well,
don't like
Dorit
it.
also had to cling to Bazoom because let's be honest, who else
She ain't
did
got
she fucking
nobody.
have
Yeah,
besides
you right.
Erica? That's why she went to Erica and was venting to Erica because that's the
That
only
was one of the
person that she
questions.
got left.
That's what I told literally said earlier, is that she ain't have a choice, because she was like, Callie was saying she was surprised that Dorit went to Erica. I was like, she ain't have a choice. She wasn't messing with Kyle. She don't mess with Sutton or Garcelle. She ain't had nobody else. He really didn't.
Yep, because if it's one thing that was very clear watching the after show is Sutton can't stand her.
Yeah, I can't
So
stand who?
Dorit. One thing wasn't made clear watching that after show, baby. Sutton did not
What
like
did
that
she
lady.
say? I don't remember. I
It
saw
was
it.
just the way that, you know, when it came to Dorit, especially with the Kyle thing, baby, Sutton was going in. I was like, oh my gosh, she don't like that lady.
Well, I wouldn't expect, it doesn't shock me at all that she doesn't like her, because she, she's with Garcelle, probably talking about her all day.
So, I mean, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
But I mean, Sutton did say that she fought with Dorit the most this season. So I mean, considering what happened
Who
last
said
season,
that?
Sutton said that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She was
I
asked
thought you said
who did she fight with the most this season, and she said Dorit. So
okay.
that's why when I seen the after show, I was like, oh, so
Yeah,
yeah, she was definitely.
then you proved my point from yesterday. Remember, I said sometimes we can watch
The trailers.
not just the trailers, the confessionals. And the confessionals tone of the person is totally different than what's playing out on TV. And so you can say, okay, something happened. They don't like each
Yeah,
other.
because I'm not even gonna lie. Even I have to reevaluate myself with Garcelle because I was like, okay, now Garcelle, now wait a minute, now when Dorit say something to you, I don't want to hear you crying because you have been throwing shots. But then I have to think about, last season and then the season before that, specifically last season. Then I'm just like, you know what? Never mind. She kind of deserves it because Dorit was awful. So, yeah. And I mean, even when it comes to Sutton, same thing. Dorit was awful. She was accused of the lady of being a damn alcoholic. So.
Whew. Yeah, that was this a mess. But yeah, I was just turning on the after show I wanted to look at.
And
But
then Jennifer
somebody,
Tilly. I love Jennifer. So hey.
who is Jennifer?
Tilly.
Oh, yeah. What character did she used to play?
She was the Chucky doll, the girl, Tiffany.
I thought she did like The Simpsons or something.
No, she gets part of the Simpsons money. She gets 30% guaranteed till she die because of her ex-husband.
Oh, okay.
Because of her husband.
Her ex-husband.
Okay, he was a creator or something.
He wrote it in his will that she get 30%.
Okay. I like them kind of husbands.
Okay, girl. What could I be me one in? Okay, because 30% till she die, baby, they still make the Simpsons.
Yeah.
I be saying, look, we do this marriage thing all wrong. We be thinking about like our hearts.
Exactly.
How we feel. We doing this all wrong. Because these women, they get husbands. But they be lonely because they kept. I always say a kept woman is always lonely. Always. It's unfortunate.
But yeah, not much really happened that episode, to be honest with you, besides the ending at Sutton's party, for real, for real. When are we going to do episode 2?
This was episode 2.
No, wait, what's your thing say?
It sure does say that. No, but this is episode. I need to change that. It's
I mean,
episode.
but honestly, you could do episode. You can still leave that up and just put 1 and 2. Because to be honest with you, they both kind of were the same thing.
Yeah.
So you really can put 1 and 2. I'm sure.
Yeah, I ain't even see that. I'm glad you saw that. But yeah, that's it. That's it, y'all. I guess we not doing Huntsville.
How come?
Oh, we are?
I thought we were doing both. No?
I don't know.
Well, just reconvene in the group chat and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we are.
We are.
Right.
What time?
All right.
What time we doing it, do you know?
It's 6:30. We'll just say 7. Just say 7 so we'll know for sure.
All right, okay.
7. Just talk in the group chat and see.
All right, bye.
Okay.